Oh, something very important that I forgot to mention. So with the basic authentication, very important. This is just for testing purposes. It's not recommended. It's not recommended by Django Race Framework or anyone to deploy an app with this type of authentication only. Um, you need to have another type of authentication. For example, like token. You can use the token, and also you need HTTPS. Um, it's not recommended to just use this type of authentication. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Um, Now let's work with the token authentication. Okay. So the first thing that we need to do, let's go to the apps, and then let's add the app REST frame, framework dot auth token. Right. Um. So now in the settings, you can add you can specify it here if you want to. In the default authentication classes if you want, but I will leave it. I will specify in each class by myself. But you can add it here. Just if you keep in mind, if you add it here, you will have any all the views. But yeah. So here, okay, here. So we added the authentication classes. Now we need to, of course, run the proper migrations. So make migrations. Now let's migrate. Okay, so we have the migrations. Now let's import here the models. See, so from REST framework, let's import the auth token that models import. Okay, save. See, oops, let me run the server. Okay, so we got the model, or basically the table for the authentication, but we don't have a token for each user. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a token right now for each user. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to basically like run it in one of these views. So, but yeah, so I will run it right here with the get. So because we got the I will just run it. Let me see, or let me just run it here. I will run it here with the tags. You can create a different view or run it through the console, but I want to just to say something. So let's generate a token for each user. So let's import for user. Let's have an iterator here. User that objects that all. Okay. Let me put it so you can see. So for each user in this query, we're going token that objects that get underscore or create. In this case, it will create all of them because we don't have any. Then we pass the user that we got here. Okay. So I want to bring so token for Is that a space here? And then here we pass user.username, and then put a space here. Plus, we need to convert this to a string. So token dot objects that get, then we pass the user. Because I wanna see that all the tokens for each user in the console, so we can actually make the request. Save that. Okay, so now if we go to this view, it will basically like create the token for each user. So let's go to here. And let's run here. API, and then the basic authentication, and let's run that. Okay. Okay. If we go through the console, we can see it created a token for each user. This one, this one, this one, this one. Let me copy. Let me just copy the whole thing. Okay. Copy that. This here. Okay. We created all the objects, so we don't need that anymore. Okay, we don't need that. Let's see. So we created all the objects, I mean, all the tokens. So we got the tokens. Now, here, let's specify token authentication. We specified token authentication here. Now we can make a request. Let's go here. Let's copy this. Here. So as you can see, if we try to make a request on that, unauthorized, we need to get the token. So we don't need the basic authentication. We can do it with the headers. So here in the header, let's add authorization. Okay. And now we need to pass the token. In Django framework, it tells you how you have to pass a token. Basically, you have to say token and then two spaces, 1, 2, and then you just copy the token. In this case, for this user, it's this one. Let's copy this token and paste it here, and voila, it's working. We're getting the response for this request. Okay. Yeah, basically that's how you do it, and pretty much. So for security reasons, you need to do multiple stuff. This is perfect. This type of authentication is perfect for mobile and desktop application. Let's say you have a desktop or mobile application that's consuming data from your API, from your website. They can do it through the tokens. And let's say that you have a view. The view will make them, for example, like authenticate first, and then the view tells them like, hey, this is your token. Here you go. Now you can make requests with that token. La 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 la. Also, another security thing is that you can make those tokens to expire and basically create another token each time that you think it's necessarily. Let's say like each day you have a different token. La 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 la. With the Celery here, you can basically create a task for that to generate a token for each user, and when they authenticate, you give them a token so they can use that one just in case someone somehow took the token. And there are like multiple ways to make your website safe. But as I said before, just with the basic authentication, it's not recommended for deploy. So you have to combine all of these authentication systems to make your website secure. But yeah, this is it for now. If you have any question, leave me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in this video. Bye.